The word for breath in Hebrew is RUAH, and in Arabic, very similar. It's the same word. The breath of God moves in all creation, and in some traditions, it's the breath of God that actually creates the world. When we use RUAH in school, we usually talk about respect, understanding, affection, and humour. Practical words that make sense of people trying to live together in harmony. But that is only the surface depth of RUAH. What isn't so obvious is that each RUAH word is also a trigger for the gospel given to us by Jesus. When we look into our life in school through RUAH, we can see the gospels at work in every classroom and corridor. Through RUAH, the gospel becomes visible in people of all faiths and of none. So let's begin by looking at respect. We believe that every person is sacred, part of the mystery of life. And we want to see that hidden life supported. So respect triggers those aspects of our gospel that respect life. So have a look now at these quotations from the Gospels and notice how they link to respect for oneself and for others, so that they open up the possibility that there's more to people than just the surface. So let's have a think about understanding. We are rational beings. We were created to think things through, to look at consequences, to understand others' feelings and opinions, and we're made to explore with our minds the mystery of life and its deeper meaning. We are rational beings. So understanding is so important. Look at these gospel values and notice how the gospel calls each of us to think for ourselves, to seek the truth, and to see a bigger picture in our world and in each of our lives. And then moving on to affection. We know that the gospel is really a love story, each of us coming close to one another in our humanity, and Jesus closing that distance between us by becoming one of us, and being ready to suffer as he did that, to help us to grow in love. So honest affection is at the heart of our gospel, the root of the good news that we share. Notice how affection and intimacy have to overcome fear in our lives, and how we are called to approach others with warmth and with honesty, because we are, in the end, all one family. The final word is humour, because in the Gospels there is a deep optimism at work about people and the long-term plan for all humanity. Jesus went through torture to reveal the resurrection, and so, even if we suffer, there is always hope and an eternal life waiting. So we can be optimistic, we can be cheerful, and meet life with a light-hearted faith. Cheerfulness, light-heartedness are part of holiness. So let's look at humour. In the Gospel, much of the Hebrew humour is ironic, so take the plank out of your own eye first. It's an example of that kind of humour. But trust in God liberates us from worry. We are not the Messiahs. We do our best, and then we leave the rest to God. So we can live with cheerful hearts in the service of God. So, focus on respect, understanding, affection and humour, and you will be able to decode the gospel values in your school community. You will see that Jesus is still present, breathing new life into your school community.